Inauguration is 2 Fridays away, Daniel. How do you expect Roche will be affected by policy changes to health and medical care under the Trump administration?
Well, I think our mission stays the same, which is, our goal and objective is to really discover, develop, and get to patients transformational medicines. We're the #1 company in cancer medicines, and we launched recently a cancer immunotherapy medicine called Tecentriq, which is showing, an extension of life for patients in late-stage lung cancer and bladder cancer that we haven't seen before. So this is our mission and objective, regardless of the administration.
Those are things that you can control. What about the things you can't control?
Well, I think what we can control is making sure that our medicines are really differentiated from what's out there today available for patients. And the other things we can control are making sure that we are smart about the decisions we take to get our medicines to patients. We pursue a personalized healthcare approach where we are very, very focused on working with diagnostics, big data systems to get only those patients that need our medicines to benefit from our medicines. And we're also exploring with personalized reimbursement models a chance to look at value-based reimbursement for our medicines, which are in the best interest of patients and we think the overall healthcare system.
What kinds of changes to the drug pricing climate do you think we might see in 2017?
Well, I think we'll see, continued pressure on drug prices like we've seen in the past.
No change.
I think we'll see how that comes with the administration. But I do think the answer to whatever changes that we don't exactly know will be having truly differentiated medicines and products for patients. Where we're focused on is cancer care and also new medicines for patients with multiple sclerosis. Mm-hmm. And recently we had a readout on one of our medicines for hemophilia. I mean, these are really big patient care needs. And, we've been through lots of administrations in the past. We are going to work with all stakeholders to make sure our medicines get to patients. But our job is really to come up with these transformational medicines and get them in the hands of patients.
Speaking of stakeholders, is there any alternative for drug companies like yours to raising list prices to make up for what you lose to the pharmacy benefit managers?
Well, look, I think there are lots of players in the system. We take a look at a holistic approach, to pricing our medicines. Anytime we look at pricing a medicine, we take into account the value that adds to patients. Less than 10% of healthcare costs are spent on medicines today. When we do our job right, extend patients' lives, get them in a curative setting, we're actually part of the solution for the other 90% of the healthcare costs. And so regardless of the other players in the healthcare system, which we're all connected with and working with, we, I believe, will be an answer to a lot of the complexities in the healthcare system.
Speaking of complexity, it's awfully opaque, right? Companies like yours pay rebates to the PBMs and, the end payers don't see it. And could the system, can you articulate a structure for the system that would clarify some of this stuff?
Well, we're all for transparency. I think we've always been very clear in terms of how we price our medicines and the value they bring. We invest significantly in those medicines, even after they first, are launched with a particular patient need. We develop those further for other patient needs. So, we're focused on, really looking at the totality of that benefit and being transparent about what benefit we bring to patients, but also transparent about how we price our medicines and what we also do to reinvest back into research and development. We spend more than $9 billion US, more than any other healthcare company, back into research and development on these very, very innovative medicines that we're bringing to patients.
The environment here is clearly different from the environment in Europe. Do you have any hope that we'll begin to see indication-based pricing in some of the major European countries like Germany or France? And if so, when?
Absolutely. We're doing it today. So we've been working at this for 5 years within our cancer medicines. We have indication-based pricing today in Italy. So
for Avastin, yes.
One of our products.
No, I'm thinking of elsewhere. Like
in Europe?
Germany or in France, for example.
Okay. So we do some work now at the hospital level in France. In Switzerland, we have combination-based pricing where we actually look for those patients that need more than one of our medicines for their treatment course. We look at pricing those medicines as a pair or as a triplet as we look forward. So there are more than 20 countries in Europe today that are ready to instigate these systems, and I think in the next 5 years we will see.
But it's going to take that long, 5 years.
No, it's happening today. I think it's going to happen, evolutionary-wise in the next 5 years. More and more countries will be adopting this without a doubt.
Roche is known as the global leader in cancer. As you mentioned, you're making huge progress in multiple sclerosis. You're making huge progress in hemophilia, and you're doing some things to extend your leadership in cancer. Do you need to do something else? Do you feel, for example, pressure to do a major deal?
So I just point out, we are the leading company in cancer medicines, Roche and Genentech. More than 25% of our sales turnover today is actually in areas of infectious disease, immunology. So we have very, very significant diversification today. And with the new medicines you mentioned, with Ocrevus in multiple sclerosis, with emicizumab in hemophilia, that will become even more. In terms of our acquisition M&A strategy, I think you're going to see more of what you've seen in the past, which is we have a very robust internal pipeline. We will complement that with bolt-on acquisitions, small to medium-sized acquisitions, both in the therapeutic space and in the diagnostic space, but also, as you've seen, some of the partnerships, the innovative partnerships we've done with data and information companies, Foundation Medicine, Flatiron being two that we've announced recently.
I guess what I'm wondering is if you think about where you want this company to be in 5 years, can you get there on your own, with your own pipeline? Or do you need to do, and the partnerships you've already struck, or do you need to do something more and something different?
I think we can get there on our own. We have launched 4 medicines over the past 12 months. We're getting ready to launch 2 more medicines this year. So we have a very robust, productive internal pipeline. Having said that, we will always look externally to be able to complement that, to shore us up.
You have to. You wouldn't be doing your job as CEO if you weren't.
Absolutely, and we're always on the hunt for innovation. Last year we did more than 40 deals, actually, most of them early stage deals. We find the valuations on the late stage deals to still be challenging in many cases, but we will continue to look for strategic acquisitions that support our core business. Having said that, our internal pipeline is really hitting on all cylinders right now.